I know you have a whole bunch of layers of good stuff, right?
This is like my wife bought it for me. It is part wool, not 100%.
Oh, it's wool, yeah?
Yeah, I wear it hunting, but it's...
But you have some other wool and fleece and stuff, right?
Yeah, fleece,
Yeah.
wool, and then I got my snow pants over there, vest, underlayer, another jacket, wool.
Perfect. So you're good.
I'm just trying to get all the sweat off here.
But yeah, what I like is what you did is you didn't want to get all your clothes compromised and wet. A lot of people don't realize that, so they get everything soaked. You're better off, okay, one layer, you can always dry that off later.
And you're going to be cold for a few minutes, but once you move around, you'll warm up.
And once you put all that dry stuff on, but when you have everything drenched, then you're screwed. Yeah. So that's good. Same issue with the other group. The pitch of the roof, I would like to see a bit more of an angle to it. It's not bad. Yours is better than the group of 6 there.
Yeah.
Theirs is totally flat. Yours has about a 20-degree maybe angle or something like that. I always like 30 to 45. Now, it won't matter too much this time of the year. You know what I'm saying? But
to deflect the wind or what?
no, it's for the rain and dampness. What'll happen in a bad storm, everything will just come right through. The weight, it won't take it. Where if you got a good angle, it doesn't matter how bad your roof is, it'll still work.
Yeah.
Right? But again, in the winter with snow and that, I'm not too worried, but I just don't like people getting in the habit of a flat roof. Yeah. You'll hear on Survivor Man, he's always griping about it. Ah, damn, I built a flat roof again.
Yeah,
He's getting soaked, you know. Now remember the rule though, 1/3 of the height of the roof.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
you
breaking that right now.
just got snagged by a piece of wood.
Dave, the controversy in regards to building the fire in the shelter or out the shelter.
Well, it's always a huge debate, as we've seen in this group. All I can say is history has shown that peoples for thousands of years, and from us looking at archaeological sites and digs, has shown that almost every civilization around the planet has incorporated fire inside the shelter. Now, having said that, this was long-term survival in shelter. In a short-term shelter, when you're trying to survive for a couple of days till search and rescue gets you, it's a different ball game. So the types of shelters we build, they're a little bit more dangerous having a fire inside, so if you make a mistake, you might burn the shelter down. But having said that, I'm willing to take the risk because I know you use 1/10 of the wood and you heat up 10 times faster. So
Okay.
to me, it's a no-brainer. But for those who burnt the shelters down in the past, they might have a different opinion on that. Tons of firewood.
Yeah.
Are you drinking water?
2 Gatorades, but I'm out of water and I'm trying to melt it.
Okay,
That's
go
what
for
I
it.
need.
Okay.
Okay. Dave, what do you think about building on a hill?
Well, building on a hill has its pros and cons. One of the things I don't like is it's a lot of effort trying to go up and down, back and forth, gathering firewood, bedding, roofing, you know, versus building on a flat area. The good point, though, is building up higher, warm air rises. So it's warmer, the ambient air temperature at night especially, will be warmer up there than being down in a lowland.
Okay.
So these are some of the different pros and cons and trade-offs.
Right on.
Maybe for rescue too. They might see the smoky fire or just a fire from up higher than down low.
Yeah, it's taking a lot of energy just getting up there.
It is. It's a load of work.
Great fire, though, they got a rock here.
Yeah.
Fire going off it.
Well, and that's part of it too. You know, in the movies, you ready, Phil? In the movies, it all looks nice. Because when we do reality shows, we go in days, weeks before, and we find the most perfect, suitable places to use the least amount of effort filming and taping and, you know, and all that. Because you got to get crews in, sound guys, producers. When you're really surviving, you don't have that option. You're one of 12,000 people who get lost across Canada every year. You got to make the best of whatever situation you got. Pick the best site you can find quickly because most people are lost late in the day, an hour before nightfall. They don't wake up in the morning saying we're filming a reality show and we got all day to do this. So the reality is you got to find a place, and these guys have done that. They found a rock, a big rock where you can build a big fire up against it and stay warm and alive at night. And to me, that's a good thought process. What they've done, they found a good microclimate site.
Right on.
You can edit that.
That's not going to be in. Well, this is nice, actually.
So what I like here too is just over the hill there on the ridge, there's a big opening.
Oh, yeah?
And so that is a logical place to have a signal fire or a signal tower or shoot flares. Might even be wide enough to land a helicopter in a desperate situation, but I'm not sure what's the exact footage you would want to land a helicopter. I'm thinking at
you
least
need,
100 feet or more.
Yeah, 150 feet actually.
Yeah, so
actually,
that might be too tight. But you got the right idea. Because if you can find a place where they can land a helicopter to rescue you too, that's a bonus. But not necessary, because maybe you can have the ground crew come in and get you too. So,
Yeah.
but what I like here, the last two shelters had very flat roofs. Now we started going we need at least a 30-degree pitch to roof. This has a good 45-degree pitch, meaning that even in a storm, pouring rain, whatever would happen, even if you didn't have the perfect roofing materials or a tarp, most of the water would percolate down the sides via gravity. It would hardly drip inside. If you got a flat roof, you better make that roof perfect. If there's one place it'll find its way in, and a lot of it. So that's the key. So I like the pitch. I like the rock.
Oh, nice.
I like the angle of the rock. That's nice.
Looking good inside, actually.
The
Yeah,
fact that the bedding
just more flooring.
Yeah.
slopes up a bit. That's nice. I like the fact that you don't have any widowmaker trees here that could fall on you and kill you. This is an ironwood, by the way. That's one of the hardest woods known to mankind. If I were looking to survive, if I could find dead ironwood trees, I would only need a few sticks of this to go the whole night to keep me alive, versus if you try to burn softwood like pine and spruce. That stuff, you go through a whole ton of it, cords of it. So if you can find this, that's another benefit of being up on a hill, is usually down in the valleys you find mostly softwoods, whereas up on a hill you might luck out and find some maple, oak, ironwood, stuff like that. And I see them around here, so that's a bonus. So I like the fact that the fire is nice and long. I think we always were taught to have the traditional campfire with round fire. And that works good in teepees, when you have a round teepee and right in the center of fire. But in most shelters, a long fire is better.
How you guys feeling?
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. This is your first. You drinking enough water?
Yeah, we're drinking a lot.
Okay, good. That's the key.
And it tastes like wood.
This is good too,
Little smoky.
keeping their snowshoes standing up, not flat on the ground like one group had. Hanging most of your gear up, tidy, organized, because you can't afford to lose stuff. The last thing you want to have happen is you got a good knife or a saw and you can't find it in a survival situation. I've seen that happen many, many times. So organization, as weird as it sounds to be tidy in the wilderness, of all places, is actually important. Not just for not losing gear and for keeping gear in good shape, but mentally, it makes you feel more human. And there's a psychological value.
Absolutely.
All right. You need about that high and this wide. Preferably hardwoods if you can get it. If you can identify what the hardwoods are. The trees that have, in the spring, summer, and fall, it's easy because they're broadleaf trees. They have leaves. Versus coniferous have scales or needles. This time of the year, you look for buds. If they have buds on them, that's a leaf tree. Right? So that's one way. And otherwise, we run a course in the spring on edible plants and tree shrubs and all that. And that's a big one. People think it's just to learn how to eat plants and that. No. The key on that one is to learn how to identify all the trees in the forest. But I'll show you some of them tomorrow too. Like around here, you got mostly that's a red pine. This is an ironwood here too. Ironwood. You see how they have the lines going up and down? And they never get more than about that wide. They're not a very big tree. They're usually a shrubby tree. And that's a white pine. There's a white birch. There's a hemlock. The hemlock is a tree that has small needles and tiny cones. But unlike all the other evergreens, it's a hardwood, a hard softwood. And that it grows up to 1,000 years old. So it's slow growing. So of all the evergreens, when you're hacking down branches, you might find those ones are harder to gather the boughs. Like what I see you have here, mostly these are balsam. That's balsam. See, they're longer and they make an X. The smaller ones here, these are hemlock, right? Because if you boil tea, you can make a poison, toxin.
What you have to do is boil the water, pull the pot out, and then put your evergreens in.
Yeah.
And then you'll be fine. But
Don't let it.
Roll-
That's a white
roll
pine
over.
right there.
needles of 5.
There's bundles of 5 in a white pine, bundles of 2 in a red pine, or jack pine. I'm looking at other trees around here, probably some kind of maple here. Some sort of a red maple or something like that. And I wouldn't be surprised. See, this is a Great Lakes Inland forest, so you're likely to find red maple, sugar maple, silver maple, white pine, red pine, jack pine, white spruce, hemlock, eastern cedar, balsam fir, alder, willow, poplar. Poplar's the one wood I don't like. It's full of water. The poplar cells are huge. And I don't burn cedar because you get a million sparks. Now, speaking of which, look at the sun right there.
Yeah.
So using that watch method, remember, back in class, aim the hour hand at the sun.
What time is it?
4. Halfway between the hour hand and 12 noon is 2. South. North. East, west. Simple now with the sun out.
Yeah.
All right, I think you guys are doing good. We got one more group
Yeah.
to find. Is there another group that way somewhere? You heard anybody?
I've only heard people that. In
Oh, that
that
way.
area, yeah.
I know.
Dave, just to rehash what you said, actually look at their location. I think it's actually very ideal
Not
for
bad.
survival.
It is.
If they stay up around here, look, you could be easily
Yeah.
spotted.
You got
and-
good cover here.
Yeah.
Not too
Easily
bad.
seen.
Again, the only thing is when
Sunlight,
it's
warmth.
more the building going up and down the slope.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
pointing
up
out for.
We tried to stay away from down there
Yeah,
as much
once
as
we're up here,
possible.
we're kind of just.
But the way you did it was fine, you know. But
Yeah.
others who are reading or listening and hearing about it, like they wouldn't know any better. They would have like a very steep slope, and they build on there. It's a pain. It's a real pain. All right, looks good. Well, we still got to find one group that's AWOL.
Lovely.
So we're gonna go down that way and see if we hit another snowshoe trail, and if not,
Yeah.
then we missed them on the other side.
Well, we got to cook up some steak. I mean, snake, sorry.
Don't tell them. You got bear steak, is that right?
Bacon.
Oh no, you got bacon. You've got.
I got bear and ox.
This is what we call a military bivouac lean-to to survive. It works. He's got lots of bedding underneath the camo there. I see that. And the only thing is, it's a trade-off. The amount of work you have to do to put 3 feet of roofing on everything is a killer when you're soloing. If you go see the other group of 3,
Yep.
they've done it perfectly. They got a huge amount of materials,
Yep.
completely sealed with a giant rock inside with a roaring fire. You know, but you got to do what you feel like soloing. They have 3 in the group.
Yeah.
You're 1.
Well, I've been doing this since pretty much.
It's a killer.
I've been on this for about, I'd say about 3 hours.
Oh, I know.
And I've got my lumber down, I got my tree cut, got this up.
So here's the deal.
Yeah,
You worked on this for 3 hours. You still got about another 2.5, 3 hours of light.
that's right.
When an individual who is really lost, 12,000 of them across Canada every year, they usually end up lost late in the day.
Yep.
So they don't have several hours. They might have an hour. And they're usually wearing cotton and jeans. They don't have all, look at the nice clothing this gentleman has here. Look at that. Lots of good stuff.
Now, my gear's over
You know,
here.
pack full of great gear.
I don't know, this is what I'm using for my fire lodge. This is my fire area here.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you want to see this or not.
So you've got everything going on. Look at this saw there. Nice saw.
I bring my trees down here, cut them, comes to here, and then I cut off my lengths.
Oh, yeah.
This is all my tender. I'll take this one next, lay it down on this, cut it into chunks.
Perfect. No, you're getting a good supply so far. Not bad.
But like I said, 3 hours. This is
The other gentleman who we have soloing, he's having a struggle too.
the only thing I found that, like I said, with the only issue I had was getting the spruce boughs, and I had a hard time keeping the snowshoes on because, like I said,
Oh yeah.
they froze, like you said,
Yeah.
and then I couldn't get them off and on. But I've got about 1.5 feet, 2 feet of bedding under there.
Oh yeah, these buckles. I now remember. I hate using that.
So I found that they kept coming off.
They freeze. They stretch. Yeah. Yeah.
So I had a set of gaiters. I had my gaiters on,
Yeah.
and I took the gaiters off, and then just around here now, just getting the wood up.
Look at the difference of these buckles. You can pull them in different ways. They're cloth. They're soft. They never freeze. Like they're great. I used those for years, and I always had issues. But not as bad as other ones that actually. They have like they buckle in.
Yeah.
You know which ones I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Those are the worst. They freeze. And then you can't get them off.
And so I don't know how this looks to you, but this is
Well, it looks pretty good.
all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I am timid of the other one, so what I will do is I'll put the fire out here.
Yeah.
I'll drop this down.
That's good.
And I'll pin it.
Yeah.
And then I'll have my long fire going for the rest of the
Yeah.
night.
No, I mean, out of a 10, I'd give you at least an 8, 8.5 maybe. That's not bad. Good job, eh?
And you've been doing this for many years.
Yeah, I've been
Okay.
hunting and fishing and stuff for
You know.
30-some plus years.
Now, that's providing also that you got a wool blanket and a sleeping bag. If you don't have a sleeping bag or nothing, then you'd have to go to another plan.
I've got.
Is this open front here?
Yeah. No, this couldn't drop.
No,
down.
I'm just saying that even with that, okay, what you could do if you don't have a sleeping bag, you don't have any wool blankets, nothing.
Yeah.
If you drop this down and with the mylar inside, a roaring fire here will create a greenhouse shelter.
Yeah, that was the plan.
And as long as it doesn't snow, you're good.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't snow, it'll be warm in there. You won't believe it. That greenhouse design works really well, but not in pouring rain or snowing conditions. In which case, what you do in that is you put this down and you have another tarp raised about 8-9 feet high.
Right.
To make sure that none of that
Catches
falls.
it down. There you go.
That's the way you do it.
But like I said, for what I've got, I'm not unhappy with it. I
No,
mean,
no,
for,
that's good.
For the time I've got into it, like I said, I'm doing it by myself, so
You're organized too. You're keeping all the stuff dry inside there.
Yeah.
Right?
Everything's
See,
hung up.
stuff's drying out here.
your urine's not getting too dark. You're drinking water.
It's starting to get a little dark now.
Okay.
I made some cold tea to just get some water into me,
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff.
and I'm down to a little less than 2 cups of water, so that'll be the next issue. Start boiling
So
water.
now the most important thing we want to see now is that flint. Just joking.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
Big guy forgot. I know a trait. The skunk hat for the flint.
No,
I'm crossing my fingers to get one.
no. I made the promise that you'd get one. I've already talked to Rick, and I said I've got 2 gentlemen up here that want them.
Thank
And,
you very much.
Thank you very much. You want to give some advertising
know,
for your friend? For free? Will you,
the
will you
guy's
be
name-
okay?
Guy's
Will you
name
be
is-
okay with that?
Yeah, I think Rick would be all right with it. Guy's
Okay.
name is Rick Lindsay, and he's in South Carolina. And this is the products that he makes.
Nice.
And I've never seen anything like that. This one here's a stag handle with a
Look at that.
1/2 inch. And then on the end there, that's for me. There's only one like that, and that is a Wolverine handle. The next one he's going to make, he hasn't sold one yet, is Badger. And the other one he's coming is going to be a Badger for me. My boy's got one the same, and his is a deer, big buck.
You want to do a spark?
How does that spark? Does it spark
let's
the
just
same
take a
as
look
a
at that.
regular, normal, average, small flint stick? Just curious. Oh yeah, look at that thing. Wow, massive
Wow.
spark. Just like I thought. The bigger the flint, the bigger the spark.
Now this
Whoa.
is this
Whoa,
Magnet.
whoa, Dave, your snowshoes are
Oh,
going to
right
catch
on
on
his
fire.
pants. Let's see if
Oh,
those
no,
are
is now if
That's
you
skunk
want
hat.
if you want
Never.
to use these properly, I would suggest that you go to Canadian Tire,
Yeah.
and these are called Speedy Sharp.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And what they are is they're carbon steel for carbon steel blades. It's for sharpenings for knives. But he come up with this idea down in the States. He asked me to try it, and I think
This
it's
will
just
add some
fantastic.
spark to your life. For those of us who need some spark in our lives,
Like me.
you need sparks. And this is the biggest sparker I've ever seen in my
That's
life.
huge.
A humongous, ludicrous size sparker. What do you think of that, skunk hat?
Now that's a flint.
Snowshoeing in the Canadian wilderness and pulling a sled. How much more fun is there to be had in the great outdoors than that? A ton of fun and a lot easier than carrying a big pack. However, one must also consider to carry on that sled emergency survival and first aid gear because you never know what can happen. Matter of fact, we got a motto, don't become one with nature. Or as the search and rescue would say, get lost, support search and rescue.
Yeah, as Dave was saying, being prepared, and the number one shelter is your clothing. Wise wisdom, actually, a lot of good wisdom from a person that's been out here for many years teaching.
This is a hat made out of a skuncus. Skuncus el stinkus. Latin name for skunk has bad smell. Sorry, we're doing some really bad taping here.